Okay, guys, I am back. I'm sorry, audio cut out during Casey Putsch live during the pandemic madness. What's up, people? So, if you'd be so kind, please comment. Let me know this is working and you guys are there. Yes, back. Can you hear me, Stan Anderson? Talk to me, guys. We got some great things to talk about. How about that baby boomer here that's giving away his muscle car? Is it working? You guys talking? Hello. Love to see you do. Okay, you can do it. Hear ya. Yes. Okay. Okay. Let some other people come back up. I'm going to talk about that baby boomer here. Anyway, guys, so beyond that, also the Genius Garage, or Evil Genius Garage layer, or EGG for short is an acronym, totally rearranged it, got a lot of things moved around, made a lot more space. Everybody's back. Yes, what's up, people? So just talking about the whole Genius Garage place, we spent this week really reorganizing it and making it great, organizing spares, moving things out, getting a great place ready to start building the Lycan Hypersport next week. Yes! Ha! Take that, Middle East. We could build one too. Yeah, I'm going to get shot now. Anyway, so want to talk to you guys about, so the plague took out your mic. Yeah, no. You guys want to see more of the Mexican race car? Totally cool. We will do more of that. Anyway, guys, so the baby boomer hero in Canada who was going to give away his 1967 Mercury Cyclone S code to a millennial car person enthusiast that he thinks will help better their lives, help them learn. They'll be able to grit it out and carry forth the car culture. Let's talk about that. Who there has seen the video with this baby boomer giving away his muscle car? It's been shared on Road and Track, MSN News, and ClassicCars.com. Big shout out to those guys. Did you guys see that? Come on, talk to me, people. Talk to me. Anyway, so I was really taken aback by this gentleman. He's one of the younger baby boomers. Okay, cool. You guys saw it. And he wrote me, an email, and then we talked on the phone. And he was actually so inspired by this channel and the things that we're talking about, and the points I bring up relating to how difficult it is to be a young car person, and the nature of how the auctions and these stupid magazines and the Concours world are just creating this insane, like, elitist world and inflating the prices beyond belief, and just have totally shut themselves off to the future and younger generations at all. And these people, all they ever do is like teach a couple kids to do restoration so they can be indentured servants, and then pat themselves on their rich backs to say they're doing something for the future when they're not. And that's basically my consensus. So this baby boomer generation, I'm trying to read and talk. This baby boomer generation gentleman wants to give away his Mercury Cyclone, agrees. A lot of people agree. And this is a car. It's a really neat project, and he wants to give it away to the right millennial. So people are writing emails right now. I will say, as a note to anybody out there, if you're not basically under the age of 25 and can do it, or you're just some rich guy or old coot that thinks you're just going to scoop it up, he thinks you're a jerk. So don't do that. He's trying to give it away to a young person to help their lives. But I hope you guys like that. This person... and please check it out. This person writes, what am I working on during the pandemic? Literally everything I would be normally. It's just there's less traffic on the roads. And yeah, my life has been absurd for the last 7 years. I've made no money from working at Genius Garage, and it's been really, really, really hard. So now that everybody else's life is really hard, I'm kind of like, business is normal for me. I'll keep building. So I'm going to keep building, guys. This person writes, hey, Casey, I just wanted to tell you that I appreciate the open and inclusive mechanical education message you're trying to spread. I appreciate it, Mr. Mockingham. All right, good morning. That's cool of him. Yeah, that is neat. Great baby boomer. And somebody like an everyday detail video and tools you commonly use. Well, Sam Anderson, check out the one I did on the Viper and ceramic coating. Obviously, that was centered around prepping it for ceramic coating, but I think there's a lot of good everyday detail tools there. Plus, if you guys knew how I detailed cars every day and washed them, I would just get yelled at because I ain't using the 2 or 3 or 17 bucket method. I'd just use 1 bucket and just do a good job because it's every day. But you can get crazy if you want. So if it was actually not 100 miles from the Columbus area, I'd be very interested in getting a project set up. Well, guy, that I Luke Bull Heimik. Okay. If you watch the video with the Batmobile and the yellow Corvette moving to Columbus, I just moved our yellow IMSA Corvette race car to a building at the Toy Barn, the dealership down there, because we're going to do a Genius Garage at the Toy Barn in Dublin, Ohio, which is a suburb of Columbus. The Batmobile is also there. So if you're interested in being part of it, volunteering, being a sponsor, donor, etc., in the Columbus area, there will be a new Genius Scratch getting started up in Columbus area when the world comes back from its absolute absurd madness that's going on right now. So I hope you guys are excited about that. Somebody writes, Robert Middletech. Very cool about Baby Boomer giving out a car. How can I set up a mentorship program in my area? I think that'll be a conversation for a longer time. But Robert, mentorship requires no programs. It requires no foundations. It requires nothing other than you giving a crap about young people out there. So if you want to help them out, go help them out. And if you want to have a longer conversation about doing something Genius Scratch related, we can do that. But you'll have to hit me up outside of a live feed. All right, guys. This person writes, other than 944, what is your favorite Porsche? I don't know. I like the prototype cars in the late 60s and 70s. They're really fast and dangerous and ridiculous. You know, like the 906s, 908s, 910s, 917s, etc. Yes. Yes. It's unfortunate that all these rich schmucks hoard them, though, because they don't go out. And then they only let like one rich guy or like some race car driver from history that they think is cool and like want to kiss their butt because their hero drive it. So these cars are basically all dead to history. But I will give a shout out to Fran Hall at RCR, Race Car Replicas in Detroit. If you want to get a 917 lookalike or one of those cool cars to build yourself, go do it. Yes. Boom. I want to do that. All right, guys. Oh, here's a fun question. What are some of the worst manual gearbox you've ever used? Have you ever tinkered with gearboxes? Okay. Have I ever tinkered with them? Yes. I've experienced a lot. From, dog box, which is like how a motorcycle works, or some semi trucks, or in race cars, they're non-synchro mesh. Of course, synchro mesh ones, and basically every shift pattern you can imagine, from 3 speeds and pre-work cars to everything. So, what's the worst? Gosh, I really hate the shifter in Volkswagen Scirocco's. I know I just bought a Volkswagen Scirocco, but it sucks, especially when they start to get worn out. And I know some Volkswagen people are going to be mad at me right now, but they're not that good. I don't know. They're all okay. It just happens when they get worn out. I think like the Porsche Boxer we're doing the Lycan out of, the shifting linkages are just so vague and sloppy. It's just like feels like a plastic child's toy. Probably some of the best gearboxes I've used are more fun to talk about. My Viper I really like because it's metal and metal and metal, like right there, like a bolt action rifle. So literally a metal knob on a metal lever and a metal pivot with a metal bushing to actuate all the transmission. So that's kind of cool in terms of the actuation. And it shifts just fine if you're crisp. Believe it or not, my 940 like that. Anyway. Hey, Mr. Putsch, any tips for tuning cars? I'm trying to get into the industry. My tips are you need to have a need. So just learn. If you got a car you got to fix up or build, then do it. But my best tip is don't spend money just for the sake of money, to make yourself feel good. Come up with clever ways to make it happen. And if you have to spend more than X% of a car's value on the car to make it what you want, it's probably not the car you want, and you need to sell that car and do the best you can, and then put the money into buying a car that you want. So just learn. You don't have to start at the top tuning stuff. Just fixing them up, making them run good. There's an art to that. So there you go, man. All right. Most engaging driving experience. Well, Brian Drury, what do you mean by that exactly? Most engaging. I would say the most engaging driving experience is one that is exciting, but can kill you at literally any minute or moment. So it requires your full attention, and it's very exciting because there's a lot on the line. That's what I would say. And I've driven a few cars like that. Yeah. Okay. Sporty cars to avoid. Ones that depreciate and make you look like a tool. Those. Okay. Casey, what do you think about Formula E and Formula Drift? Well, I'll be perfectly honest about Formula E. I thought it was a fad based upon the political climate of the world, but it seems like it's got some pretty good push. I don't think I like the fact that fans can give the cars a boost, because that is not sporting. That's kind of like weird mob mentality brought into racing. They're trying to make it engaging, but it destroys sport for the sake of sport. So I'm not kind of into that. I just barely pay attention. I haven't seen one. But, if they sound cool and it's good racing and it just makes me want to go all the time, then I hate it. So I don't have much of an opinion beyond that. Formula Drift, I don't really watch drifting, you guys. That's not my thing. I'm not a destructive person, and drifting is beautiful destruction. I like to go fast and race. If I just want to be a hooligan and like power slide my Viper around for fun or style, I'll do it. But it doesn't interest me to just burn tires all day long, literally. Like all I see is that I'm like, you might as well set the tire dump on fire, which I saw. It's horrible. And it's not my thing. I think it's cool, but it's not my personal thing. So that's that. Okay. Who writes morning pandemic partners? Yeah, what's up, house arrest? Okay. Let's see here. Hey, Casey, as Mike Morrison shows you any pictures of his Trans Am style Mustang build, you should check that out if you get a chance. I could. Okay, wait, is that Mike Morrison? It says Mike M. Mike, is that you? All right. Let's see. Okay, guys, come on. Let me give us. Oh, here's a Viper one. I am thinking about getting a Gen 2 Viper. Is the 2001, 2002 with ABS really any better stopping than the earlier Gen 2 cars? I love your blue with white stripes GTS, and I don't see the combo in 2001 and 2002 cars. Well, Barry Jacobs, Viper enthusiast. The reason you don't see the blue with white stripes cars later is because they only made that in 96 and 97, hence why people are all about that. And one day there's going to be a bunch of idiots that think the 96s are worth more because it was the first year. Who cares? Anyway, so the ones you want to get with ABS, are they better than stopping? Possibly. The annoying and not stop as well in some circumstances as a non-ABS if you do it right. But mostly it'll save you from a jam. I have locked up my car's brakes from time to time. I'll give you an example. I was driving to Columbus and I saw a Volkswagen Scirocco that was really nice parked. I was driving my Viper, like, oh! So I like stopped and turned around. And I came wailing over the crest of this hill to go see a Scirocco. And I got on the brakes and I locked it up and I don't know, I laid probably like 75 feet of rubber. So it could happen even to good drivers. And so it could be okay. But the other things about the Viper Gen 2s from the early 2000s, they had different bleed lifters than like mine and possibly a less cool camshaft. So they idle smoother. They're just a little less badass. And also, I believe the Gen 2 Viper GTSs and stuff from like the 90s, before yours you're talking about, had more forged internals. So if you want to do forced induction, I think you can crank just a little extra boost than those. So in the sense of a GTS, I'd go after an early one. But if you want ABS, get ABS. Okay. Ooh, here's a 19-year-old. Shadow Knight. Ooh, mysterious name, Shadow Knight. Hey, Casey, I'm 19. Currently own an LS1 powered burnout car. Dude, where did you get that? I didn't have squat when I was 19. I actually got screwed over buying it. Oh, currently rebuilding it as a middle finger to the guy I bought it from. You're such an inspiration for me. Okay, man. Well, I hope I'm an inspiration for helping you build and making solid life decisions and solid life financial decisions. But I genuinely know what it's like to give the bird to the world. And that's kind of fun. But by the way, this is Mr. Al. He's evil. He is from the Avalon King, evil genius things. Anyway, if you want to give the bird to the world, just make sure you're doing it in a way that isn't negative to you, spending a lot of money for no good reason other than, quite frankly, just getting over being hurt by one particular person. Because if somebody hurts you out there, one person, and it's not a big deal, they're not worth you doing that to. So just keep making solid decisions. But on the positive side, if that helps drive you and you're still making good, solid financial and life choices with the build, then awesome. Dig deep, do what it takes to make good choices and get something done. I've certainly had to dig deep from time to time for every reason to make things happen in adversity. So keep making good choices, and I'm really glad you're watching, man. All right. Ooh, this could be fun. Casey, any projects where you'll be retrofitting an old car with a new electric motor? That seems like an old cars can go to survive a new place, as it were. Well, Rob Chastain, possibly. But I will say this, guys. So I have finally come to the point where I think I'm okay with electrifying older cars. And I was actually thinking of my 944 I was driving home yesterday. I'm like, someday if I ever electrified this, that could be okay. Or if I LS swapped it, I'm like, that could be fun too. So I've kind of gotten over my snobbiness with that sort of thing. But, and here's the big but, I'm not going to do that until it's cost effective. Or I just have to do the project. You know what I'm saying, guys? Because buying all that electric motor stuff is still expensive. And unless you can afford the really crazy stuff, it's not really that fast. Unless you want to get a wrecked Tesla, because Tesla's total really easy. There's lots of wrecked Teslas. If you can figure out how to hack that and do that safely, that could be a way to go. But I don't know if it's really worth it just yet. My little dream in terms of building an electric car, I'd like to build a Porsche 917 replica with a hemp composite hemp weave in a composite body made from epoxy derived from pine trees with a recycled aluminum chassis that's electric. I think that'd be really cool to make like an early 70s Le Mans car that is, quiet, not making emissions at the car. And is just sort of cool hippie future. I'm kind of into that, whatever. Okay, I think an electric DeLorean would be perfect. Yes, people have done that. That's totally cool. Tesla, swap your Scirocco. Actually, that could be cool. But I'm going to keep the Scirocco kind of old school, you guys, because I hate to say it, I'm going to sound like a boomer. I got memories. of Scirocco's back when. It kind of makes me feel good. So we'll do something electric in the future. As long as the channel keeps going, guys. I'm actually not made of money. I can't just do this forever. Like, hopefully the channel does do well. So I appreciate you guys watching and sharing. Naturally, we're in this together. All right, let's see. Paul B, come to South Jersey and help me with my Prelude. SHATTS JK. JK, keep up the good work. Well, what are you saying if you want me to do it? What if I want to come to Jersey and help you work on your Prelude? Kay Casey, did you talk about the giveaway and the emails? I logged in a little late. Actually, this is Mike Morrison, you guys. Give him a hey. He's the man giving away the 67 Mercury Cyclone S code. Okay, you guys. So this is a nice boomer man who is remembering when he was young, wanting to relate and help pay it forward to a young person that building a car will help them with their career and life, ambition, sense of accomplishment, education, etc. So you have to watch that video that we did in its entirety and understand what he's trying to do. If you write him an email, it's like, hey, I'm an old guy and I'd really like to have this. I'll take it off your hands. Well, I'm going to think you're a jerk, and so will he. And if you're just some guy with a ton of money, you're probably not the right person for it. This is to help find a young person that will help forward their careers and carry forth the car culture. So please remember that. And when you write the email, please write a nice in-depth email. Don't write him some tiny little thing. I would really like to have your car. It would be fun. You got to relate more than that. You got to put it out there, guys. So just a tip. Okay. Hey, people are saying hi to Mike. That's cool. Well, Beefaroni. Beefaroni with a mustache face. Okay. I have a feeling that's probably a Harbor Freight motor, potentially one of those Predator motors, and you got an intake and exhaust. The next one would be a billet flywheel. That way you can rev it higher without a case to do that. Pull the little gear and a spinny thing or a little arm out of it. And then you'll have to seal that hole in the case, probably with a bolt and some sort of locking nut and Loctite. Make sure you do that properly so the thing doesn't fall on your motor and ruin everything afterward, okay? But I think that's a really good next modification. Costs a little bit of money. A lot of people saying nice things to Mike. And a howdy to the Batman. And a hats off to Mike. That's really nice. It's giving away his cars. This person writes, what's up, Casey? I saw you the other week when I was pulling in to park my car in my buddy's garage. That is vague, sir, but hello. Round of applause for Mike. Yes, I agree. Mike, you are a baby boomer hero. I have to say, you guys, really, the more time goes by and the more I see it, the Concours world, these auction companies, these big ones, and these magazines that have tiny subscriptions, but they basically whore all the rich people who become exclusive. It's really disgusting. It really is. Like, they are destroying the car culture of America and the world for the future for young people by whoring it with their own greed. And these are the same jackwagons like, what do we do? What do we do to get young people to care? I don't know. Shut up. It's just a dodge that people don't think you're a greedy jerk and ruining cars for the future. Shut up. Like, there's people like me and Mike that actually care and are doing something. And you should too. Okay, let's move on. Gosh, Casey, you rant all the time. Okay, here. This could be a good one. This is from Eco Boost Swapped Ranger. What's your opinions on an old 70s kit cars? I believe rebuilding a Bradley GT kit car for the past year and started when I was 18. Very cool. Honestly, man, 70s kit cars, I think are pretty neat. You can get them super cheap, and they can be a lot of fun to build. Don't necessarily expect that you're going to make money on doing it, but it could be a really good, cheap way for you to have fun and get into fabrication. Great. Bradley GT is kind of cool. My personal maybe three favorite 70s or early 80s kit cars are the Sterling. Look it up, you guys. The whole like cockpit comes off. It's Volkswagen base. It's really low. It's really cool. The Manta Mirage. which I had one. They are Chevy V8 powered with a Corvair transaxle, put in a mid-engine, looks like a McLaren Mark 8 Can-Am car. And the Manta Montage, which is the car used in the Hardcastle and McCormick 1980s TV show. Typically, they're Volkswagen powered, which is still kind of cool. It looks like a McLaren Mark 6 GT. And sometimes people put in a V8 on like a Torino, I think, front-wheel drive automatic gearbox, which isn't that cool. Or they might put in a V8 with something mid-engine like they should. Most of those cars are done not tastefully, and they're kind of junky and hacked up. But if you find one and you make it look like an old race car, that can be super cool. So those are my tops: the Sterling, the Manta Mirage, and the Manta Montage. Okay, guys, let's see. Yeah, some people dig that too. This one writes, everyone's asking about best cars to buy. Consider rubber bumper C3 Corvettes. Super cheap, reliable, easy to work on. Can get a runner driver for a 5K range. Oh, and the best looking Corvette, Brandon G. Well, yeah, man, I did a video and mentioned that. A C3 Corvette from the 70s? Yeah, 70s and early 80s is a great buy. Great place to build stuff. Small block Chevys are your friends. So yes, great choice. I nearly bought one, actually. I nearly bought one for the channel. Maybe in the future here. Okay, this person writes, going back to electric, briefly, you should look at Nissan Leaf motors. They make decent torque and pair well with manual transmissions. They're also super cheap, much cheaper than a wrecked Tesla. Well, that's pretty cool. Of course, you got to get the motor control and all the batteries and stuff. And also, Frederick Truslau, how much power do they make? We'd like to know that. Okay, let's see. Do you ever come to Summer Nights Cruise? I'd like to meet up and say howdy. I have not. I don't know where it's at. Tell me where. VW can take a Subaru motor if you're real fancy. I don't think I want to put in a flat engine in a VW. That's kind of weird. Casey, would you ever get your own old semi to transport your cars to the track with? You can get a running one for just a couple thousand. I kind of did that once. If you guys saw my VinWiki story about the big block truck, I got a 53 Ford pickup truck with a 460 big block in it and towed my Devon on an open trailer to Watkins Glen. It's kind of fun, but it's a hell of a lot of work for theater, to be honest. I'm not that into it. I mean, I scratched that itch a long time ago. I know you can get them cheaper or whatever, but you still have to have them and own them and work on them. I'm not a truck guy, you guys. I like some trucks are fun, like for off-road and doing cool stuff, but it's not my thing. I'd rather work on the cars. But it's cool. I've done that. Check out the VinWiki episode. Boop, boop, boop. What would be the best first sports car on a $5,000 budget? Depends on how well you can work on cars, beefaroni. But I got a lot of cars. I like my Volkswagen Scirocco. You can get a Volkswagen Corrado. You can get a C3 Corvette all day long, and they're super cheap and easy to maintain. You could even get a C3 Corvette, but I'm going to take that away because it's older and it's going to require more work than a C4 Corvette for your first sports car. Of course, the 944 is good if you're mechanically sympathetic to it. And, an MR2 is pretty neat too, but almost all of them rust to the ground. So check out my channel. I got some builds on that. The Woodward Cruise. I was thinking about doing that this year, Jeff. I'm not really sure what it is. And to be honest, I don't like cruises. I think they're really sort of old baby boomer. I'd rather go drive and hang out, party with people. But since Woodward is so out of control, I think it's going to be a really fun scene. I think I'd like to go. So maybe I'll go this year. When is Woodward Dream Cruise this year, you guys? Let me know. This person, Anise, who wrote me, he wanted to get my MR2. He says, I learned about your channel through VinWiki. You're a great help to people my age, and I greatly appreciate it. Well, man, thank you for saying that. That's what I'm trying to do. And I hope that the channel grows and we can bring more real-world stuff to people and help the future of the car world. Okay. Somebody wrote the VinWiki video is awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I'll be going back there pretty soon to tell some more stories and give updates on the Lycan. I'm looking forward to seeing Ed. And hey, let's all congratulate Ed on the new addition to his family. His wife just had a little baby, so that's very exciting for them. Okay. This guy writes, miss my 350Z, but the Skyline is definitely an upgrade and way easier to work on. Interesting. What year's Skyline, man? I'm drinking cappuccino. I didn't have anything interesting to do in the meantime. Okay. Yeah. Congratulations, Ed. This person writes, you ever been down to the car shows in Carlisle, Pennsylvania? Their spring even is going to be coming up soon. Is that like the vintage stuff, like around Hershey Hill Climb and stuff, or is that something different? Tell me. I'm not sure. Woodward is a big deal, Casey. You could get content for days just by walking around and chatting with car owners and hearing all their stories. That's a pretty good idea. I probably ought to do that. But no one's telling me when Woodward is. I know I can Google it, but I'm kind of busy right now, you guys. Okay. What do you think of a Honda? I have a 14 Civic Si. I mean, Honda's a fine company, but they're different. I think the ones from the 80s rusted to the ground, and it's really, 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 really sad because those were probably the coolest. So that's what I think. Would you ever come to Australia? Yeah, it's cool there. It's just a long way away, and I don't necessarily have a reason or funds just to do it. But if I had a reason or somebody wanted me to come there, I might just come there. Plus, the Aussie man's from Aussie land, and that's cool. And sorry about your brush fires, dude. I was watching, and I think you have a really cool country and a really cool culture. Okay. By the way, how many of you know what this is? I'm curious. I'm just curious. It's a test to see how many of you know what this is. Yes, it's an owl, but I meant like, why is it relevant to this channel? Okay. Oh, somebody says Woodward Cruise is the weekend of August 15th. That could be doable. Yeah. Okay. The Hershey Show is ridiculous big. Went there with my father as a child. 25 square miles of cars and other goodies. That's cool. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm not that into that stuff, guys, anymore. It's just not. I don't know if it's an age thing or I'm a curmudgeon, but like, I just want to hang out with like friends and drive around. That's why I like certain cars and coffees. Just finding friends and building cars. Like big shows were something I was more into when I was a teenager, early 20s. As a note, the vintage motorcycle races at Mid-Ohio has the like biggest motorcycle swap meet in America. That's a fun scene. I'm into that. But there's racing going on at the same time. So you could like go racing, go motocross or watch it, trials racing, stunts, and shop. So I'm really into that scene. So I don't. Cars are meant for driving, and when they just all sit around and people just sit around, that gets lame to me really quickly. So something has to be going on for me. When will the owl travel again? Because owls are wise. Genius owl? I don't know. No, you guys. Avalon King. Have you seen this? Avalon King. They're pegging me as an evil genius. And they bought a Fiero. And they think it can defeat my MR2. You got nothing, Avalon King. In fact, I'm going to type on here right now, add Avalon King. So, you guys might say, okay, so isn't Avalon King a sponsor? Oh, all right, here we go. I'll be like, yeah, they have a nice product. And I'm going to totally talk smack to them and try to beat the crap out of them with my MR2, because that's what I do. As a sponsor. Imagine how I would treat an enemy. Yes. Yes. Okay, enough of that, Casey. What about the M1 Concours in Pontiac, Michigan? I think that's a cool place, and people go there, but I think it's probably expensive for normal people. Avalon King. All right. I don't think any of my cars have good enough paint for Avalon King's coating. Not necessarily true, dude. So here's what I learned. Okay, so my Viper's kind of haggard, and yeah, the paint's all right, so I cleaned it up and all. But check this out. So I put that. I didn't know this would work, but the plastic trim on the Viper and the windshield, I took the rag and I'm like, I'm just gonna wipe the windshield wiper arms and stream my door jambs and just see what it does. I'm like, you guys, it looked amazing. I'm not kidding. It brought it all back. It looked as good. So. Genuinely, I'm going to be using that stuff indefinitely now, like on everything. It works really well. Okay, let's B5 Corvette, dude. Okay. When are you finally going to show a video driving the Batmobile? I've got a couple on there. I'll have to go down to the toy barn. It's cars, but it's sports cars and luxury cars. So kind of cool. Anyway, it's down there. In the future, probably. When I go down there. Sorry, guys. You just had to be patient. Okay, but there are some old videos of mine of the Batmobile driving. Heads up. I'm probably going to go to Stance Works Seattle this year just to see what the show is like. I don't want to throw out a possibility of something I might like just because of the preconceptions. Well, that's very reasonable of you, Levy Thompson. That's true. Yeah, it could be fun. It could be fun. Okay, Casey, to break up your car questions, what is your favorite pizza in Columbus? Former OSU grad. So I love Hound Dogs. Hound Dogs, huh? Well, my favorite was Harvest Pizza, which was next to the Curio bar, but then Curio exploded, which is sad because that was my favorite scene, and Harvest was really good. The other one was, I can't remember it. It was like, was it the Rossi in the Short North? That was pretty good. Hound Dogs is fun for when you want to feel like it's the middle of the night and you're hungover and it's like college. But for me, it was Harvest Pizza and I think the Rossi. Okay, in Columbus, check it out. Also, can I just say in Columbus, the Short North, which was the arts district and really fun, has been ruined because it's been gentrified and they put all the money in and sky rises and stuff. Like they've destroyed all the charm. Like, and they cut out all the trees. And the mayor's like, oh, we gentrified it. Everything's expensive. We have everybody moving. Yeah, you suck. So I guess Columbus is going to have to find a new, like, cool hipster place with arts and everything because the Short North has kind of been like overly polished and ruined. Okay. Oh, Avalon King. Why do you like crappy cars like MR2s? Because I'm an evil genius and I can fix them. And you suck, Avalon King. Mr. Owl is here. And he would destroy. No, Mr. Owl, don't be that way. His Fiero is just fine. I know this is insane, you guys, because I'm doing an insane rivalry with Avalon King, and it's hilarious. And that guy thinks a Fiero will beat an MR2. You got nothing. But yeah, actually go to their channel. It's pretty cool. Andrew is doing awesome videos at Avalon King's channel. So subscribe to him. It's going to be fun because me and them, we're doing a back and forth. So if you guys are hardcore fans here, I'm just going to have fun, be theatrical. We're going to get silly. And there is going to be a race, a drive-off, a contest, real world with Avalon King. So if you guys like that, pay attention. And keep in mind, the like-in build is happening next week. So share it. It's going to start. Okay. How do you feel about patina paint compared to a shiny restorations? It depends on the level of the patina. I know that people were into making their trucks look rusty and like clear coating them. That's not really my scene. Just let it be real. But an original car that's pretty nice, like not rusty, and it's all even, I'm okay with that. Let it be. But the second it gets wrecked or it starts rusting or something, just paint it. I do think that, like, I'll give you an example. 1950s sports racers, whether that's Ferraris or Oscars or Jaguars or whatever, they were handmade in the 50s, okay? By guys that wanted to go racing. They weren't that nice. So the thing that's a bit of annoying is all these super rich guys that, like, decide they have to collect those. They over-polish them like Fabergé eggs and make them perfect. And then they make the whole world thinks that that's the way cars have to be when they don't. And when I see cars like that at a concours, yeah, they're pretty. But I also think it's pretty vulgar. Because it just shows to me how wealth will hoard things that they want and not do anything with them in the past. And basically, they're ruining the history of what those cars were. So, you know, for all you guys that are collecting, I'll give an example like 50s Jaguars and Ferraris and 60s stuff. If your car is way over restored, like, you know, quit pleasuring yourself in the garage and go drive your car. Okay. All right, let's move on. Oh, Avalon King's talking smack. Will you cry when you lose? I don't know, Avalon King, Agent Andrew Howell. Will you cry when I torture you with the defeat of your loss? Or when you are burning to death in your Fiero, like every Fiero before it? Okay, that's getting dark. Look at what they've done to me, Avalon King. He'll go down in flames. Ha ha ha. Yeah, he will, Jeff Burtis. It's a Fiero. I don't actually think it's going to catch on fire. I just think it's funny to make fun of him like this. Okay, which is sad because I really thought it was annoying all the crap people say about DeLoreans when I had one. They just, so many stupid things people say about DeLoreans. They know nothing about it. It was so annoying. But they thought it was funny to make fun of, like, but now doing it to the Fiero at Avalon King, even though I like Fieros. But whatever, he picked the fight. It's going down. Okay. Somebody writes, get Randy Pops to drive the MR2. He used to autocross an MR2 when he was starting out. He beat me by many seconds every single Sunday. I'm not sure who that is, Brian, but I'm going to say this. No. Because why would I do that? I'm building the car, and I'm going to drive it, and that just shows all the young people out there what they can do with their own car. I'm not into bringing in, you know, people to drive cars. It's just not my thing. Not my thing. Not my thing. Casey, if you follow current F1, who's your favorite driver? I'm sorry, guys, I do not follow F1. I think it is a purposefully obtuse engineering and reality show circus. It's just not my thing. My wife and I will watch racing from the 80s or early 90s when it was a little grittier and a little bit better. I don't watch it. I'm not into it. I'm sorry. I don't watch it. I just don't watch it. Like, the amount of money that's spent on Formula One or driver salary, like, I'll give you an example. If you take the amount of money a top Formula One driver makes in 1 year, it's probably similar to the amount of money that Elon Musk got before he started Tesla and SpaceX and everything. So then take the amount of money that's being spent on Formula One just to be purposely obtuse and not go faster, and imagine what we could actually do with the world. I'm sorry, but like, as an older person that sees bigger picture things, I see it. I'm like, this is dumb. Like, this is dumb. Like, what are we doing with the world? It's also, the thing is, like, you guys have probably seen like Geiger counters and jet engines and stuff laying around that I've worked on in the past. When I work on old military equipment and things like that, I look at how much money and time and research and intelligence went to making things that just blow other people up and go, you know what? We could have solved a hell of a lot of problems of humanity in the world if we actually spent some of those resources on that instead of just blowing people up. So I just want to say something. Sorry, guys. I just not paying attention. Oh, Avalon King loves Formula One. Oh, what are you trying to say? You trying to say? Yeah, I bet you love Formula One. It means nothing. Okay. This person writes, what's your opinion on off-road racing? My opinion is it's racing, but dirtier. That's it. I think it's cool. I'm down with that. I like to ride my dirt bike at Bundy Hill in Michigan, or Maumee. I am all about dirt bikes and off-road stuff. I think it's cool and fun. Some Malcolm Scott Lowe's. Okay, Musk was a billionaire from starting PayPal. I think he only made like $120 million off of that, you guys. Or at least that's the money he put into it. Okay, let's remember that. Somebody's talking about the DeLorean. Throw me a question, guys, or something really good to talk about. I'll throw you guys. Oh, Avalon King, you again? You're back, Agent Andrew Howe? Oh, but he writes, in all seriousness, what are first week's plans with the Lycan? Okay, great question. So next week with the Lycan, we are a smaller team at the moment for March. So the first thing is we're going to wash the Porsche Boxer that's been sitting outside. We're going to bring it in and we're going to weigh it. Because one fun video we're going to do is, obviously, the first thing we have to do is strip down the Boxer to its bare essentials. And before we actually cut it in half and really take it out, we're going to weigh it again and see how lightweight we can make a Porsche Boxer and still drive it with no check engine codes for fun. But that's the first thing, getting the Boxer in there and stripped down. We do that video. And then we got to start measuring things and seeing the spatial considerations. And then we will actually cut, i.e. section the original Boxer car up to find what we need to and start looking at what we have to do to build a new chassis, new structure, and accommodations relating to the just spatial considerations. Beyond that, there will have to be different wheels at different offsets, and the first things are going to have to be wheels and tires, the proper size that relates to the Lycan body, believe it or not, because that's a spatial consideration, as well as the coilover shocks that are adjustable that we're going to be utilizing this also for adjusting ride height, which is another spatial consideration. Then beyond that, with the Lycan Hypersport, we are going to have to take the center part of the body, which will be the roof, the door jambs, the rocker panel, the windshield, the whole center section, and weld in a temporary small metal framework to hold all that integrally. Okay, that's not a word, but whatever. And then we're going to take that piece, and once the Boxster chassis has been sectioned up and we've built a new platform, then that can be brought over and looked at and see how we're going to initially start bonding things to it and building what kind of structure with that, as well as any type of roll cage type structure in there to make the platform stronger as well as safer where we're putting it on there. And then the next big thing is with all those panels, what we have to do to stiffen them, as well as to mount them to things, which may be panel adhesive bonding of aluminum mounting points and structures on the inside so that the bodywork of the Lycan Hypersport shell that we're building can be very beautiful with no exposed hardware or anything like that. And then the other thing is, for a number of months, obviously, the Lycan shell is not going to be super pretty. It's going to kind of be the haggard look from the Fast and Furious live show before it gets painted, but that's fine. It'll be being built. And then the plan is to test the car at Mid-Ohio in June. Boom! And then if all things go well, then we can go back on to finalizing the mechanical aspects, doing all the pretty things, on all the hard stuff like movable wings, windows, latches, interior, painting, etc. So hopefully that was a good thing relating to the Lycan. I'm really excited to bring that. I hope you guys will share it and you're all excited, because it's really going to be awesome to build a hypercar like that. All right. What else do we got here? Casey Putsch, jet-powered MR2. What do you think? Dude, were you reading my mind? Wes Killingsworth. Yes, somebody actually has an APU out of which is a turbo shaft engine. And I was thinking about taking, because it's rather small, removing the power output side and putting on thrust and a small afterburner. That would fit into the trunk of the MR2 behind the mid-engine. And I could cut out the area where the license plate goes and have a license plate that fits down for the jet engine to defeat Agent Avalon. What are you? Andrew, Avalon King, you're going down. I might put a jet engine in this MR2. What do you got? Yeah, how's those polyurethane bushings going in your MR2 with your blowtorch? Why are you using blowtorch on your Fiero? It's going to catch on fire. Avalon King. Ha! I love this. Okay. All right. You guys are probably sick of it. All right. All right, guys. So I'm going to stick around for another 10 minutes for the hour, and then I got to get on to business. I got to go through a bunch of stuff. It's Saturday. I wish I could just have fun at party, but I got to work. So somebody writes, any further plans for the great 944 you are driving? Malcolm Scott. Well, Malcolm, I'll do another video on driving it, some fun stuff. Actually, I want to get it in the shop when I have a moment and give it a quick buff. And believe it or not, I'm going to coat it with ceramic coating. The stuff works really well. So I want to make it really pretty, keep enjoying it. The shocks on it are a little wussy. I'd love to put on some new shocks. And those 15-inch wheels and tires were probably fine for the early 80s, but aren't that sporty right now. So I could stand to put on some sportier shocks. That's kind of my first thing. But I don't know how long I'm going to keep it because I really can't afford the space and time to hoard cars like rich baby boomers at auctions. So what I may end up doing is selling it out there at a reasonable kind of price. Not giving it away, like I can't afford to just give everything away, you guys. But like sell it to one of you guys. So hopefully it can go on and be a great car for you all after I've got it all fixed up. So that's that there. Get Jay Leno to do a video with a like and when it's done. We could maybe do that. All right, guys, I have a topic of conversation for you right now entitled Jay Leno, Pawn of the Wealthy, or car guy, pawn of the wealthy, or elitist in denim clothing. Ooh, now that's not an insult, you guys, but I've bumped into this guy occasionally, and I've seen him at behind-the-scenes high-end events, and I'm looking at Jay Leno, wondering, why are you hanging out with all these rich phonies all the time? If you're a real car guy, you're already rich. Why are you around these people? Like when I see Jay Leno at a Concord thing behind the scenes or whatnot, the guy looks like he just wants to like take a long walk off a short pier. Like he genuinely looks like he hates all these rich phonies and gives a crap about cars and young people, but he's stuck there. So I'm like, who owns you? Like, I thought you were rich. Why are you hanging out with these losers? But then I wonder, I'm like, or is that actually your scene now? And you just wear denim to seem like you're into it. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys are saying he's a true car guy. He just has the means to get whatever he wants. Does he? If he's got the means to get where he wants, why is he hanging out with all these rich phonies at concourse and stuff behind the scenes, looking like he wants to kill himself all the time? Why? Why isn't he just banging around Mulholland driving something cool and hanging out in the garage? Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I think Jay's a cool car guy, but it seems like he's like got a weird kind of isolated life right now. Somebody else writes, Jay Leno, car guy who don't care, does what he wants. I don't know, man. Like, hold on. You guys keep talking. Let me show you the picture that I took with Jay Leno and my wife. And the guy looks like he wants at this event. Was it this Concours? You guys remember it when I dressed up like Gatsby and Jay crashed my YouTube video early last year or whatever? In his garage, he's happy and he's totally cool, right? And he's doing his thing. But at a Concours, he just looks like he wants to kill himself all the time. All right. This might take too long. I saw it a minute ago. I was back there. Okay, anyway. Yeah, he does know his stuff. Jay Leno's cool, that guy. Then pay Jay to go to the shows. They pay him. But they don't pay him that much. Like, why is he doing that if he has money? It's stupid. I don't get it. Real car guys might be annoying to someone really famous. That's a good point. When I hung out with Jay at his garage, Tom Stoller, he and I went over there. Tom's a writer, cool guy. I'm going to be doing some stuff with him at classiccars.com. You guys are going to love it, by the way. Tom's not afraid to say it how it is. Anyway, we're hanging out with Jay. He was being really cool. And there was one dude who was a real car guy or whatever, and he got way too starstruck. And I was like, oh, God, you're fanboying. Just leave him alone, man. And Tom and I walked away in the garage, and eventually Jay came up to me and just started talking and hanging out. He's like, okay, thank God, people that are going to treat me like a normal human being. Okay. Anyway. Oh yeah, this guy's got a point. Charles Smart. Jay Leno is an establishment car guy, not an outlaw revolutionary. You got a point. He's not, but he's got money. He can do what he wants. Why doesn't he just grow up here and, do what he wants with cars instead of hanging out with the phonies? Okay. I got to find this Concours. I'm sorry. I'm boring you guys right now. Going through all my crazy pictures here. I got a bunch of pictures when I was hanging out with Rabbit like a year ago or whatever, and he had his models with the car. That was kind of crazy. Okay. When was this silly Concours? That was last. I'm sorry, guys. It was like 20,000 photos. I'm getting bored. Okay. Wait, hold on. Okay. I'm going to do this. You guys are going to okay. Jay Leno looking like he wants to kill himself. That's right. I can go to the map on here. Okay. We're going to the map. Let's see. Where do all the rich people live? Oh, they live in Newport. That's where it was. Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right. Boring. Yeah, it's boring. The guy that was famous on Seinfeld that baby boomers like. Okay. Oh, here it is. Where is it? Okay, so look at this. I think you guys can see this. Look at it. This is a party. Right now, let's shoot. I ruined everything. Okay, here. So this is a party. This is like behind the scenes at Rich People Concours World, right? Where they spend like $500,000 for dinner and then raise $10,000 for charity. Look at that. I mean, it's beautiful. I guess like, what is that, like the Rockefeller's house or something? There's Jay Leno, and it's totally normal. And this is the way he looks when he's at one of these rich people phony baloney shows. And that's not just with us. He looks like that all the time. He goes and tries to hide, and then he's stuck. And I just wonder what he's doing. Like, he's totally cool and fun at his garage, and he just looks like he hates those things. Okay, anyway. Casey, what the hell do you expect Jay to do? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's got to be tough to him. Let's move on. Sorry, I just wanted to show you again. On Jay Leno, his Toronado build and the turbine car were amazing, but he didn't build them. His crew did. That's true. He didn't. He's got a crew. Yep. So, but that's cool. I don't know. Maybe his wife raided his garage and he had to run. Ha! That's funny. Maybe. You never know. And you never know what people are going through. So maybe I'm judging him properly, but I just don't think he likes the phony baloney Concours crowd. I don't know why he keeps hanging out with them. All right, guys, a few last minutes. Why don't you guys tell me, what do you think will work for the channel? I did want to say in the last month, I have seen a bit of a downturn. I think it frankly has to do with the coronavirus going on and the nature of the algorithm recommending that stuff. So really want to say thank you for all you guys that have hit the notification that are diehard fans. I love bringing you guys quality content. But I have noticed, I think the coronavirus thing has hurt all of the YouTube channels, or at least lots of them, especially in the car world. But I'd love to see what you guys think could be really helpful and get views to, of course, grow it. Because I like doing these views, but naturally it's a massive amount of work. So we want to grow the channel so it works out well. Also want to give the best exposure for if there's a partner collaboration, whether that's going to be with Avalon King or anything else in the future, and see it. So what are your thoughts that are going to help build the channel, but keep bringing quality content? This person says, more on the eco car. Excellent. I will be doing more. It's going to come in a couple of months more. I have a young man who really wants to learn about high mileage cars and efficiencies, so I'm going to work on that with him. I think that'll be a good opportunity for him as well. So I want to save working on that so he can get the opportunity to learn there. So, but that's coming up. A great point. All right, Casey Putsch. Skype when you are finished if you want. Okay, Mike. Mike, we should do another Skype video for next week. That'll be fun. Doing a sweet dab. I don't know how to dab, you guys. You guys want to put that? Like, I'm dabbing wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, looks like you guys want to see the Omega car. Actually, I don't know what a dab is. Is that what a dab is? Is that like that dance Jimmy Clarkson did? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not that hip. Looks like you guys all want to see the Omega car. That's cool. All right. This dude says he likes the Hellcat. That's my buddy's. Maybe I can steal it again. Hey, I watched the VinWiki 50s truck video, and I have to say, if you get the right motor for it, well, my 50s Mac flathead truck flattens hills full of 500 gallons of water. That's cool. What do you think about vintage snowmobiles? They're snowmobile-y, but older. Sorry, man, I haven't had experience with them, but they're probably cool. Fan visits that have the same cars. NES 83? Yeah, sure. Let's do some stuff like that. In fact, I thought it'd be cool if you guys are into it. Do you want to do like, I don't know, Casey's Radwood cruise or something? Maybe we meet up at Genius Garage. If you got an 80s sports car, we go to like a Radwood or something, or go to a show. I don't know, we go to Cars and Coffee Columbus or something. We'll just, we'll do a cruise. The Casey, I don't know, my YouTube channel cruise. What do we call it? We need a name that doesn't sound weirdly self-centered to me. But somebody wrote, yes, my life is complete. Why are you complete? What car do you got, Shadow Knight? Talk to me, Goose. Rotary 914, that's crazy. What, you want to see that? Rotary soon? You know, Rob Dom crushes the Rotary thing. I think I just go hang out with him. I don't know if Rotary is my thing. We're doing the Lycan. I got jet engines and crazy stuff. So I want to do crazy builds there. All right, so that's about it. You guys, it is 11 o'clock. I'm going to sign out, but I hope you had fun. Jay Leno was having a bad day at the Concours World, and sorry, Jay. I hope you're okay now. But you're rich. Stop hanging out with those phonies that don't do anything for the future of the car world, just hoard cars. Stop it. Stop it. You're rich, okay? Anyway. All right. But that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoy the channel. Thank you for being here today. It is fun. I do enjoy seeing this and working with you guys. It means a lot. This is a community type thing. And thank you. I hope the channel grows. I've got some big announcements coming out. Going to do some amazing things with ClassicCars.com, which is a really cool for sale place where you can buy cars. And Classic is classic of all the eras. A classic. So it doesn't matter if it's a Scirocco or a muscle car, a pre-war car. They're all classics. So check it out. We're going to have a lot of fun. But thank you for being here, you guys. I will see you next time. In the meantime, I hope if you're subscribed, hit the bell. Let's keep bringing quality content. That's very important because YouTube is a silly place. As always, thanks for being here. I'll see you guys next time.